next to you. Slowly waking up in a better mood. I wish I could take you where you're already there. Now love me just a little while we lay here. 'Cause you build me up inside. Yeah, you build me up so high. Oh yeah, you build me up inside. And then you show me how you love everything you do. And give me all you got. I swear I'll give to you. Skin touched by you touch me. Flying through your waves, ecstasy. And I ain't gonna tell you when you already know. Yeah, you build me up inside. Oh yeah, you build me up so high. Oh yeah, you build me up inside. Until you show me how you love everything you do. And give me all you got. Gotta swear I'll give to you. Love cannot change. You
Bam. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. And I want to thank again my cousin Brady Shaw for the royalty-free videos. At least I hope they're royalty-free. We've never really worked that out. But yeah, it's a good way to open the show and get a few people watching before I sit and stare at the camera or the screen. So I see Susie, Amelia, and Sahara. You know what? I like when you say you're here, so I know who's out there. So thank you for showing up. And Sunday Funday, April 19th, 2020. How are we all doing out today? No audio for me? Can you hear me? Let me type this in. Hold on. Yes, Susie. I don't know. Again, the subject helps, but hope you can hear me. Maybe you can see you can hear me. Someone said audio. Again, when I see no audio, I need a little more information. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Well, welcome. Well, we got 9 people already. Yeah, no real plans today. Actually, have a couple of ideas that have been presented, and I think we're. I was going to wait till we get a few more people, but we already have close to 10. And I don't know if I'm going to drop the link, and when Susie feels she's ready to come up, I think Susie and I have something to share with you. Hang on, let me try to figure out how to copy and paste real quick. I should have made it through. Good. Thank you for good. There's the link, and whenever you would like, come on up, Susie. Dennis is here. Good to see you, Dennis. My mom, Janice Murphy's in the house, or in her house, but sharing with us all. Another I don't know. I like the backdrop gives a little bit. It gives us something to talk about, but I want you to ponder that one. Some of you out there in the audience should be able to figure that out. My cousin Susie's coming on. We talked a little bit today, and I think she has a really good idea, which leads me to say I love good ideas because bring them to me. It's a great idea, and I think we're going to have a little bit of a homework assignment for you. Is how I'm kind of looking at this. So, Susie, are you ready to come on up? Okay. How you doing, young lady?
Hi, here I am. So I know we talked this morning about this, and I know sometimes subject matter on your podcast can slow down from time to time. But a little background. I know working with kids for 30 years, I realized that one of the things that they needed was something actively to focus on. And one of the things that has always worked for me in my meditation or even in my communication is expressing gratitude and thankfulness about my life and about connections or events that have happened to me. And what brought this up, actually, I'm going to tell you is I think last week Sis was online and she kind of just flippantly said, um, I don't know if I've ever done this before, but I really wanted to thank Susie for watching Dawn and Lisa at Newport Beach. This was 55 years ago. I want to thank them how grateful we were to have you as babysitters. This was 55 years ago. And that stuck with me. I thought, wow, that was really nice. It left me with a good feeling. And I don't think we do that enough. I don't think we communicate. I know that this family feels the love between each other, but I'm not sure that we communicate it really well to each other. And through this COVID-19 thing, I remember Kenny and I were having a conversation online when it first started, and he said, okay, pick your 10 family members that aren't going to make it through this. And that kind of set me back a bit. And I said, that could really happen. We could lose 8, 10 people through this COVID-19 epidemic. And thank God we have not, but it could have happened. So just in retrospect of thinking about all this, I think it's a good idea maybe to schedule a podcast sometime next week where people could come on briefly and share an admiration story or an event that helped inspire them or someone in the family that maybe did something that meant a lot to them that they've never been able to share or to talk about, because I think that's really valid, not only for the person hearing, but also for the person sharing. And I don't think we do that enough. I think we kind of know, well, I know everybody, I know my brothers and sisters, my cousins, they have my back. If I needed them, they're there for me. I know that. But how often do you ever say that to each other on a regular basis, or to say, yeah, that was something that really caused me to think about something, or gave me pause, or changed my direction, or appreciated the input. And it doesn't have to be long, but just do some reflection and some meditation on that, and think about what you're thankful for in your life, or your gratitude that you have towards each other or through an experience, and share it, because this will go down. And particularly, as the elders get more elderly, they I know appreciate input, to give it and to receive it. And I think it's a nod in their direction to be able to share some of this stuff with them, because they've been in our lives a long time. 80 years, that's a long time, to share events or experiences that might have influenced us, or even how they've lived, and how their lives have influenced how we live our lives. Because I know that is out there. So it's just my idea, and we can think about that. But I talked to Patrick about it today, and I think it would be a good way for everybody to get up on the podcast, say a few words, and then just go back down. So that's my idea.
I think it's a great idea, and thank you for offering it, and somehow we will accommodate it. I think some of the good news is more and more people are feeling comfortable to go through the little click process to get on the panel. Usually every day we get one or two new ones, which is good. And I think Susie has a very good point. It shouldn't be, but it might be a little intimidating coming up here with what you think you might not have something to say. But this will give you something to say, and it doesn't have to be long. If you're not comfortable with even your face, you can block that out pretty easily by there's a little button that says stop the camera, and you'll still hear your voice. But we want to see everybody's beautiful faces out there, and this is kind of getting saved for posterity. I'd never embarrass. I've already erased one or took one away because someone might have got embarrassed, and that's not the intent. And I probably could edit out some certain sections if that's it. But no, I want you guys to come up on here. I want this to be kind of a Shaw family thing. And one of my goals is, maybe this will help, is to get some of the older the elders, which are mostly maternal. They've been aunts to all of us, our mothers. And I love it when they come on, and hopefully we can coax a couple more, and just give us some family history or anecdotes. Or I have a feeling if you got a couple of them on together, it would come out a lot easier, because they're natural as storytellers when they talk to each other. So
yeah, they have something to say, and they have something to share. And there's been so many events that have happened throughout our lives that have been traumatic or exhilarating, that maybe no one talks about anymore, like Chris Shaw dying, or I don't know. For me, in my life, I know that when I consciously express gratitude for the good things that are happening in my life, I feel like I get an abundance back for that. And I think young kids need to learn that, to really look at their whole picture and be able to pinpoint the good things in their life and to build upon them, instead of focusing on negativity or poor me or victimization. I think you need to get beyond that. You need to really reach out and embrace the universe with all it good it has to offer. And I think when you do that, it just tends to make good rain down upon you. And I think it's something that we need to learn how to do more often.
No, that's a great idea. And just by happenstance, having conversations while I've been doing this show, new memories pop up. Old memories pop up, I guess I should say. But it's actually been very fun when, we could just start a topic and then it just branches. And I'm interested. I know most of you not, but yeah, I would like more people to come up and share. We get, yeah. And if you have any ideas, let me know. Email me or give me a call. More than welcome to discuss them, because that's what this is for. And that's a great idea, Susie. And we'll implement it.
I think set a podcast for one day next week whenever you want to, and give people a couple days to think about.
What day would you like to do it?
I don't care.
No, you do. Well,
You're doing
go ahead. You know.
I'll go on with you, Patrick.
No, what day would you like to do it? Do you have an idea?
Well, today's Sunday. I think people need a couple days to kind of process what it is they feel comfortable saying or sharing, and pick a day, and then you'll just have to monitor who's coming in and out. But just a brief time, even less than a minute a person, and let those that want to come on say something come on. And it might work and it might not, but it'll give us some nuggets to treasure. Just like I said with Sis saying that the other day, kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't think she even realized the value of what she was saying at the time. But it was nice to hear that after so many years. Even we don't do enough of that.
No, that's awesome. And yeah, we'll plan on doing it sometime next week. I had something I was going to say important, but it wasn't, obviously. Can you recognize my background, Susie?
Lake Oroville, maybe?
Okay, wrong guess. No, this is what I was thinking is also, I've had some feedback is some of the older women in the family would like to do this earlier, which I'm more than willing to do, like a 2:00 show maybe. But I'm balancing against is actually I've looked in what makes a decent show, which obviously I didn't follow all of the instructions, but one of them is to be consistent with your time. So that's the reason I've been kind of sticking to 4, but I have no real we could lovely do a 2:00 show where Donna might be awake, because I think this is her nap time. So that's another possibility. And hey, Kitty and Jennifer, nice to see you. No, great idea, Susie.
All right, and like I said, it may work and it may not, but at least give us an outlet to speak about some of that stuff. We have so many good people in our family.
Oh, we absolutely do. No, I don't know how many minutes have you tuned in, but we've actually got a lot of good stories that popped out here.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
David Dietz popped in, and you know what? I think it's better. You didn't really point this out, or you did a little bit, but to be the positive things, because that's the things we should be grateful for.
Yeah, and I think focusing on that is far more helpful than miring yourself down in negativity.
I agree.
With everything going on.
I agree. No, and there's an infinite number of family stories, and I feel like there's a lot of times I'd like to back off because so far they seem like they're branches from me, but there's an infinite more that I have nothing to do with. So
what's interesting to me is the family secrets. There's been some of those that have come out that have been kind of surprising, but I imagine there's more that we don't talk about. Not that we have to do that on here, but that.
Well, that would bring in the people. I'll let you do the family secrets hour. You that'll be on you. No better. I don't know if we're going to know them all.
I can't tell what I know. That's not going to work.
No, okay. And you know what? Probably every one of us have family secrets. Every one of us.
I'm sure of it. Things we
interesting. Yeah. Mine don't ever. You're not going to get mine though. Most of them, I'll tell you that.
I bet I could chat with you one-on-one. I bet I could. Maybe.
There's Terry. I dropped the link. Nope, great idea, Susie. Love the input. And
okay, one other thing I'm going to ask you about while I'm on here. I should have talked to you on the phone about it, but is Jedediah National State Park, are you able to spread ashes in Jedediah State Park? I know most of the national parks in California you can, but I don't know how, I don't know what they say up there.
You know what? I don't know, but that's something I wouldn't ask.
Because I have to bring my Aunt Marilyn up there and spread her ashes amongst the redwoods.
But I wouldn't ask.
Just do it.
I don't think they would know.
I think it's legal anyway. I don't think it's illegal. I think there's some things. Oh, well, I just wondered. Okay, I'll find a spot for one of these days.
No, I'm sure I'm sure a lot of people do. I'm sure a lot of people do.
I just promised her I'd take her up to that beautiful place there and let her live out the rest of her time here on Earth with her ashes there in the redwoods.
Okay, well, you know what? I don't know how legal of a document this is, but just, there's a few people watching, and maybe it'll, if something ever happens to me, I want to be buried with a military suit or next to a tree without a casket. That's all. Maybe someone could honor me with that.
So you know what? That's the kinds of stuff you have to put out there, because if you don't put it out there, who's going to know?
Yep.
You know, now we all know.
No box or nothing. Just let me go. I like the carbon cycle. I want to be part of a tree. That's
Okay. A redwood tree or any old
really,
tree?
you know what? Any tree will be fine, but redwood would be kind of cool. But once they a lot of your when they cremate you, a lot of your nutrients disappear.
Yeah, that's okay with me.
Yeah, I would just like yes.
You got to be very deep enough so the animals don't come get you, though.
Well, that's a good. That's every bit as good.
Ew, no.
I wouldn't mind being part of an eagle or a fox or no. Absolutely.
Your mom would have nightmares. Your mom would have simply nightmares.
Well, oh well. That's my wish. Bury me if you want. And also,
Okay, it's been documented.
while we're on this lovely, happy subject, I have I got to put it in writing somehow. But if Shelly can have my house if she takes care of my animals. That's or any But I offered that to her, and she seemed to be okay with that. But you can have my house as long as you take care of my animals until they pass away. They're all old at this time. But anyways, I don't know where we got on that. Please change the subject.
Carolyn's ashes. That's okay.
No, I think you could do that, no problem, Susie. You'll have to make
In the future.
Gina today said she's going to make a trip up to Crescent City this summer. Maybe you can plan on a little trip to get that mission accomplished.
I don't have her ashes yet. She put her body over at Loma Linda for medical science, and they'll send them to me when they're done with her. It could be up to 2 years, so it might not be for another year or so. I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah. Did she have a connection to the Redwoods?
No, she wanted me to take her back to Chicago first, where she played in the forest as a child. And then the next time I went to see her, she said, I've been thinking, and I bet those forests I played in aren't there anymore. So I showed her a picture of the redwoods up by you, and she says, "Oh, that would be just lovely. Take me up there." I said, "Okay."
Okay. So you've got approval.
Yeah. Beats a trip to Chicago.
Okay, good. I see Sahara. I think I saw Henry Miller, aka Robert, in the house. Welcome to the show. Thank you for stopping in. Who else is out there? Maybe I'll have to start doing some.
Come on now, people. Come on.
Let me drop the link. Maybe I have to do what other places do and do like giveaways, and so I can get people to type in who's here.
I think people don't like to be on camera. Nobody really likes to be like David says. I don't watch myself.
I don't watch myself either. You just get over it. You just don't watch yourself, and it's not so bad.
Remind me of when you're on camera, just the way you hold your body and stuff. Do you ever watch The Curse of Oak Island?
The what?
Rick Lagina on Curse of Oak Island, where they're looking for treasure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You kind of remind me when you're on camera.
Huh. Yeah, it's hard to look, but actually, I think you could maybe you would agree that when you're doing this, it's pretty easy and natural.
Yeah, it can be.
But I haven't really noticed anybody stuttering or nutting up or I haven't. Maybe they have, but I haven't noticed it because What's that?
Not a big deal if they do.
No, it isn't. No.
No big deal. We don't care. Take your time. Feel comfortable with it.
Someone asked me if it's Hemet Lakes in the background. My mom did, and nope, it's not Hemet. I know I've been there.
Big Bear Lake.
Bam.
Big Bear. Huh? Big Bear Lake. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
No, don't tell me.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of us have been to Big Bear Lake. So,
yep.
Family trip to Crescent City sounds good to me. I would love. You know what? That was really fun. That was really fun last summer. Highlight of my summer. I did a lot of work on my house to get ready for that, and I haven't done one thing since. I don't know if I've read my vacuum cleaner since then, but maybe I shouldn't even say. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I was done.
That house we were in. That was a great house.
Okay. Well,
let's see how that.
Okay. Well, anyone else? Great idea. I think
Glad you had another idea from somebody today. When you came on, you said you had a couple ideas from people.
well, like I said, somebody wants to do, and I saw some informal comments, but someone would like to do a panel about cannabis usage, pros and cons, if it's medicinal. Um, that really hasn't been done official yet. We could think about that if someone wants to. I'm willing to talk about what I know or what my opinions are because I'm kind of in that industry.
Doubt about that.
But that's one show. I think we might have one of our relatives who's been known to be fairly creative in the past is working on getting that camera, and he's going to come up and do some stuff, I believe. Maybe even have his own little branch off of this, which is what I'm hoping is we'll get a few different, maybe a cooking show. Susie, what about you sharing some of your cooking and baking secrets?
Jennifer.
Or Jennifer. Or yeah. I mean, now how would that be to share recipes that way? Come on.
I'm a comfort cook. Like I have all the old recipes. Lisa and Jennifer are the gourmet cooks. They're the ones that put on the pizzazz.
Well,
I know how to make biscuits, soup, and that kind of stuff.
Well, there's a lot of things we could do. So we're all welcome to these. So help me out, make the show a little better. It actually surprises me that a Sunday afternoon. Well, I guess. Okay, we got someone else. Thank you for coming up. A close relative of you, Susie. Richard. Welcome, Richard.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Susie? Smitty, how you been?
Hi there, brother.
Well, I'm kind of pondering what Patrick had to say. And so, do I throw you in the trunk in a contractor's bag, carry you through the woods with a shovel?
Somebody's got to dig the hole. We're getting too old to dig the hole.
What if I go to jail over this for murder?
Well, give me a number. Give me a number, and I'll have it hidden and buried somewhere for you to pick up. How about that? Make it worth your while.
I mean, I'm all for spreading ashes somewhere, but I don't know about taking your goddamn body out into the woods and trying to bury you. I've had really bad nightmares about that.
As I think about it, Dennis, I agree. A wild idea. Maybe I'm sure there's someone who would do it with some money. Come on.
I'm trying to comprehend how I would pull that off, and it wouldn't be easy.
No, you're right. Yep. And you probably wouldn't want. I don't want to get real.
Redwood trees in your backyard. The chickens could peck at you in your backyard.
Which titan am I going to bury them under, though?
Actually, I'm pretty sure they're going to find me with my lips and ears eaten off by my cats. I'm real sure of that. So I'll probably already be started.
I think the eyes go first.
Well, whatever. But you know what? Let's move on to something else, please. Let's think about other things. I don't know how I got off on that, but oh well.
I think I started.
Well, it might be a good opportunity for me to thank my Aunt Carol and my Aunt Donna for taking care of me as a youngster and getting me out of the house, because they were both
didn't they?
Donna especially. But there was a long time in my childhood where I spent a lot of time at Carol's with Uncle Jerry, and Jerry kind of took me under his wing, and he had me try to break some of his horses. I remember taking care of his horses, going on 30-mile rides with him. I remember having to do the rake tractor as like a 12-year-old kid. I thought I was going to die. Him pulling me around the field in his old pickup, and I was on this. It was called a rake. It was just these big giant hook things. If I would have fell off, I would have died. I would have been impaled. I remember coming back to Carol's and I was just covered in dirt and dust.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. I remember Donna's, but I don't remember you going to Carol. So maybe I was gone by then.
No, I used to go to Carol's and clean her house, and then she would cook dinner. And I spent a lot of time at Carol's with old Uncle Jerry. I got to know him quite well.
That's good. You know what?
That's when Aunt Carol was communicating with the spirit world. She had the old organ in her house, and lived on that
Yeah,
hill
and
up
I
there.
remember she was really big into a Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass. I used to look at that whipped cream album.
I remember that on the hill.
No, this is when she lived in by the freeway.
Oh, okay. I remember that, but I remember that album on the hill for sure in the record collection.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
inspiration for us little kids before Playboys.
See, I didn't know you had spent much time with her. See, so that's a new information for me.
Yeah, I didn't either.
No, that was
I remember the Indian high school right across the field. You know, that was the time Steve got you know, because Jerry had the craziest horses, and they used to run off with us and then dunk their heads and throw us off the front of them, and that's when Steve got trampled and got his liver, you know, had a horseshoe print in his liver. I was there when that happened.
Oh wow, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, he used to put me on horses, and they would try to scrape me off on the fences, and Jerry would just sit there hooting and laughing. You know, I was just scared shitless.
You were just a little guy, for goodness sake.
Yeah, but it was memories, good memories.
No, that house on the hill especially had a lot of with the horses. A lot of good memories were made in that. A lot of some pretty bad ones too, but we won't.
Don't you remember the duck that used to chase our ass? We remember the duck Carol had, the geese.
The goose, yeah.
Oh, and they just beat the shit out of us. If they got you, they'd beat the shit out of you.
Yes, they did. But no, a lot of great memories. Yeah, that just start popping in my head from that house. But
I remember me and Kurt at in Cherry Valley knocking down a hornet's nest in the barn. And Grandpa got so mad at us. I remember running to the screen door and shutting the screen door, and all the hornets hitting the screen door, chasing us.
Yep. No, that's good. Thank you for bringing those memories. To me, that's the interesting part of the show. I don't know about anybody else, but.
Well, let's get somebody else up to bring some memories up.
Can you read that, Susie?
Yeah, I am. That's very nice, Janice. Thank you.
No, you helped shape my life for sure, Susie.
You could have ended up on a base in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Patrick.
There's a lot of things I could have ended up doing. Most of them probably weren't that good. So no, I had a lot of very positive women in my life. That's for sure. So great.
Janice is listening. Well, Janice is listening. I wanted to tell her that when I had you, she brought me back from Riyadh this old brass coffee pot, I think it was, that she bought off some old guy on the street. And she gave it to me when she came back. And when I divorced Victor, it was the only thing he wanted. So he took it with him when I divorced him. And then when he passed away this last couple of years, I told Rachel and Olivia, that's the only thing your dad wanted. Make sure you get it and it doesn't go to his ex-wife. So Rachel went up and made sure she got that. It's in her by her fireplace now. So that old brass coffee pot, I don't know where it came from, but we still have it, Janice.
That's a good story. That's a great story.
Yeah. We held on to it.
I like that. What did you do today, Dennis? Nice day in Chico, looks like.
I went up into the mountains and looked for morels, but I didn't find any. And I started looking for rocks and didn't find anything too good there either.
I think that's what
back
I
down the
wanted
hill
to
and
do
bought
today.
strawberries and garlic.
Okay.
At the fruit stand.
Okay, I got you. What'd you do in Fontana today, Susie?
Got up and took a walk with my beloved, and then I sat in my recliner chair and watched news. And now I'm going to go fix dinner, and that's about it. Can't go anywhere. You just kind of hang out here.
No.
I've been working outside a little.
I had to turn off the presidential briefing and come online here, so I'm really missing out.
No, I noticed he does take some of my airtime. I want to make a phone call so we can change schedules for him. But yeah, a lot of people. I don't think I'm pulling from his audience though.
Well, I'm surprised that he's not on any major TV stations anymore.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Hey, Damien.
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Say hi.
Okay, I'm going to you guys now. Pick up a date next week, Patrick, and we'll talk some more about that. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
next week. I'll try to remember some more stuff.
Love you guys. Bye.
All right.
No,
Love you too, sis.
that was great. Hey, little puppy dog. Hey, little puppy dog.
So 420 tomorrow. What are you going to do for it, Smitty?
I got to take my old dog to the vet in the morning. They're still there. So yeah, I'm taking that. That's at like 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock. I don't know.
Veterinarians are closed up here.
They're doing the work in the parking lot. They come out to your car, I guess.
See, ours is only doing emergencies only.
No, yep, I think that's all on my calendar. Hopefully I'll make some phone calls. I do have a couple shipments to get out that I got since yesterday. But yep, no big plans, which is fairly normal. One day this week I will be going to Murder Mountain, which is about a 6-hour round trip. So probably Thursday or Friday down into Garberville, and that's hopefully I'll arrange it so I could be back by 4 o'clock to do the show.
Is that Petrolia area?
But no, Petrolia's on the coast. This is more a little bit south of Garberville, south and east. Petrolia. No, just probably 4 or 5 miles south of Garberville.
Oh, so that's like Redway.
Yeah, that area.
Yeah, no, a lot of people come missing in those areas.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
a lot of deviant.
If the show doesn't start, would you call? I'm getting real morbid today. But if the show doesn't start on Thursday or Friday, call 911. What is Murder Mountain? They did I think it was.
Is that a delivery? Is that a delivery you have to do tomorrow?
Well, it's meeting a delivery. It's kind of like putting the top, just finishing the delivery and making sure it gets there okay. Murder Mountain was it was a nickname they gave a place in Garberville, California, where a lot of people end up missing, and it has to do with the cannabis industry, I guess.
Yeah, the pot trimmers that would come from all over the world.
Yeah.
Getting some old hippies, old beat up pickup truck and go back into the woods.
I know, but the movie didn't really talk a lot about that. It talked more about like beefs and rivalries between the different farmers and the workers, and workers having beefs with their employers and getting ripped off. But yeah, they didn't really touch on that subject. That's even darker.
I know that, and that's a Petrolia area, big time, where a lot of that happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's shady things that go on in this industry. Turns out when you have a lot of cash, things get dangerous.
Well, especially when you live back in the woods.
Yep.
There's sheriff's 2 hours from your house. Shit can happen. Everybody's armed. It's not good. And a lot of crazies. Hi, Cindy.
It would be nice if I got a subject along with that. Am I not funny? Now I'm feeling self-conscious because I'm trying to be funny. I'll tell you, I'll get on you a little bit. Add a subject to your comic, please. Otherwise, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, we could turn into wild and crazy guys.
No,
I know they don't want that.
I'm just, you know what? The least funny thing to me is someone trying to be funny, and that's what I would have to do. And so
I'm not a big joke teller.
No.
Ken
No,
Ken Shaw was the joke teller of the family.
No, I can read one 5 minutes before the show and I can't remember it. So yeah,
Right.
I'm horrible with jokes.
Ken Shaw was like an elephant. He could remember every joke ever told to him.
And he would tell a few once in a while if I remember right.
Oh, you should have saw him when he was out, picking up jobs. It was just one after the other. I don't know where he pulled them out of, but he was the joke king.
Yeah, speaking of being grateful, Ken Shaw was always very good to me. Always very good to me. And so was Donna. But Kenny, no, I spent a fair amount. I spent some hours with Kenny for sure.
Well, he could be critical, but he obviously lets you be yourself. He didn't put any restrictions on you or your character. He was just a good guy to be around. I always felt real comfortable around. Like I could be myself. I didn't have to be anybody didn't have to try to be somebody different like a lot of the adults of that time that I had to be around. I felt like I could be myself, and he accepted that, and that was always a good feeling. So
Ken Shaw was a good man.
Yep. So Joe Shaw's listening too. Joe, come on up. Come on up, Joe.
He's still waiting to get it. You know, that's another thing with the homeschooling, and a lot of teachers have to do classes online. A lot of students on the Zoom programs need a camera also. So that's a reason that webcams are like out. They're out of stock. They're hard to come by. You know, they're out there, but they're real hard to come by.
Well, I found too, any of the electronics coming out of China, the supply is getting very limited and low now.
Oh yeah,
because we aren't getting shipments in like we were. And I mean, when I went to Verizon not too long ago to get a pair of headphones, I bought like the last pair they had. They had no speakers, they had no iPads, they had no phones, and that was a Verizon store in Chico. And they just said everything was running out. They didn't know when they were going to get new stock in. So,
nope. And not only that, it'll be a while before. I don't even know. I have no idea if the plants are even working again. And once they fill up the ships, it takes a while for the ships to cross the ocean. So there could be I was thinking that before we came on. What if there's a shortage of smartphones?
Oh, there is right now, I'm sure.
Because you know, that my business really relies on that. If God knows I break it, that happens, you know, or you drop into something. I would be a little, maybe I ought to get a double. Maybe I ought to go out and get a backup. That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, that's $1,000 backup you gotta have. But
I usually get a used one. I usually spend $200-300. Get a few generations old. I don't care.
So speaking of people, though, too, I just saw Joe's face on there, but I'm going to give Uncle Joe a heads up, too, about how he took care of a whole lot of us kids as we were all growing up through our adolescence. Uncle Joe always seemed to have a whole bunch of us and kind of took care of us quite a bit back in the day. I do remember that. When he was a sprout man, and Matt would be hanging out there, Steven, whenever anybody was up, Joe's house, Joe and Lori's house, and even Uncle Joe was just a great place to be growing up as a kid.
No, he took in a lot of feral young boys for sure.
Yeah. Feral, that's a good word for it.
We're all kind of, and he had a big heart, and he opened his doors, you know, and I can appreciate that now, you know, where maybe as a kid I didn't really, you know, you take it for granted, but I can let me say I can really appreciate that now. That it, you know.
Well, it started at the Bummer House in San Bernardino, and then kind of worked its way up into Chico, and it was always a nice place as a young. I can remember me and Kurt and Damien and whoever. My brother Kenny always there, and Uncle Mark Barnes, and there was always something going on. It was always fun.
No, a lot of worlds revolved around that guy for a long time. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So there's to you, Uncle Joe.
There you go. I'll give him a thumbs up. Also, you brought up the Bummer House. I wonder how many, should we even talk about memories from the Bummer House?
I didn't really want to bring up Danny's little attic room, Uncle Dan's little attic room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Bummer House.
That was before Playboy magazines and stuff. He had the pornographic literature with no pictures.
Okay, we won't go any farther with that. We have another guest. Let's welcome one of your cousins. I don't even know. Can you even tell who this is? There's one of your cousins. Christopher.
What's up, everybody?
How we doing, Chris?
Lovely, lovely. Just enjoying a beautiful day in Chico. Not too hot, not too cold. At least I don't think so. Yeah, somewhat. What I missed? What's going on?
Oh, we're just yapping away.
That sounds like a fun time.
It's like, have you ever watched the show before? It's the same thing. Nothing really. Right.
Chris, you live in Chico.
I live in Arbuckle, but I'm in Chico today because I'm doing my exchange with my ex for our kids. So I came over early. Yeah. Middle of nowhere.
Well, how did you end up down in Arbuckle?
My girlfriend and her sister got a house out there, and my lease was up, so I'm actually saving money that way rather than trying to find a place in Chico.
Are you getting to know any of the locals from Arbuckle?
Not really. I mean, where we live out in the middle of nowhere, so it's kind of like you see a lot of farmers and stuff, but
Are you south of town, South Arbuckle, or north?
I think I'm south. Yeah.
So you're out where the Charters live, and Alan Erkey lives, where it's the great farmer, and there's
possibly.
I
I know the
farmers out there.
Okay, yeah, the land that we live on out there is owned by the Schofields. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. Yeah, we run a house from their family, and it's actually really beautiful, and it's right there in the middle of the orchard, so it's quiet, not too close to the freeway. But it's like, 20, 30 minutes away from anything.
All those farmers down there are great people. They're family orientated.
Yeah.
All the farm workers that live with them on their ranches. They're just good home American, people. They're all great.
Yeah.
They're all.
Yeah,
they're
no,
all
they definitely see.
You never know it.
Exactly. Yeah. You
definitely
see. Mm-hmm.
Do you know the strain? Do you know where the strain ranch is, where all the pistachios are?
I don't know. That's like
a little north.
Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, I know. I pass Han Road all the time because I work in Calusa, so I go down like Lone Star right there next to Han. I haven't really gone up there though. But
all right. Well, the Strains live where the big rice silos are. And,
okay.
He's got 15,000 acres of pistachios.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, he is the biggest independent nut farmer in the world.
Holy shit.
He has a lot of family too. There's a lot of kids that are, he had 2 daughters and a son, Rick.
Yeah.
And I work for him and his dad Fritz.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Have you ever been
the
back way out of Han Road? If you keep on going, you end up on Dry Slough Road.
Yeah. I go that way. We've gone that way when we're going to like Yuba City, and then we take like kind of those backwards roads out that way.
You can go in the back way of Calusa that way too.
Yeah, you definitely can. You get on the other end of town that way.
Do you remember the little brick church that sits back there?
Oh, you're talking about that really tiny church?
Tiny.
Yeah, my girlfriend says we were coming. She drove me to Yuba City for something on the way back. She was like, "Do you want to stop and see like the tiniest church ever?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's check it out." And she was like,
like 2 pews. It's probably about 12 by 8.
Yeah, something like that.
That was the first Catholic church ever built in California.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I did not know that. That's crazy. It's such a tiny little thing. Like, but it was kind of cool being out there.
That's where Fritz lived. That was Rick Strain's father lived out in that area.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful area out there for sure.
Yes, it's beach living in the middle of Norwalk.
I'm not doing this. I don't know how to do all this.
Let's see, Janice. Arbuckle has. I don't think Arbuckle has any stoplights, Janice. I think it's just all stop signs.
So, Chris,
you're right. I don't remember a stoplight in Arbuckle.
Yeah.
College City and I don't remember. Even the last time I was there, I don't remember a stoplight.
Nope, it's all stop signs.
So
what's up,
all right,
Chris? Chris, you asked earlier what we were talking about, and Susie opened up a segment about, who in the family that you're grateful for. Like, do you have any stories about who you're grateful for?
Who I'm grateful for?
Before you do that, have your mom stop yelling.
Yeah, I'll move to a different park.
Grateful for your upbringing.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I'll see you.
Hey, take care, Dennis. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
Let's see. I mean, grateful for. I feel like it's the obvious answer would be my parents. Just all obviously always making sure we're taken care of and everything, and never without. So, but I don't know. It's hard. That's because there's a lot of people in the family I'm grateful for because I have a lot of fond memories as a kid. Just with everybody.
Give us a memory of somebody you had a fond memory with.
I remember with you all the time. You took us out like on the dirt bikes and stuff, and I went to my first dirt bike race with you and all that. And so, yeah, I would have to say a lot of fun memories from my childhood had to do with hanging out with you and at your house and stuff.
That's what I was looking for. Bingo. I'll send you the check a little later. Okay, we have someone else coming on the screen, but before you come on, I can see you just walking around like a slow. Can you just settle down a little bit? Maybe sit down this time.
Yeah. Let me find this. I was just trying to get away from the whole chaos in the living room.
Okay. Speaking about, hey Trina, how are you?
Yeah, speaking about boppers, huh? Here I am.
So what's going on, Trina?
Okay, I'm gonna go sit. Oh, nothing. Just made spaghetti meatballs and yelled at all the family and blamed them for me not being able to get on here.
Okay.
But I'm on now.
Did you just come on?
Yeah. How long you been on for?
51 minutes and 42 seconds.
Okay, well, I've been looking. Now found you.
Okay, you know what today's theme of the show is?
What is it?
It's someone you're grateful for in the family. Good story.
Maggie. I can do it. But Maggie and my mother. Can I be two people?
You start with one.
Okay,
give us a memory.
My mother or Maggie?
Whoever you want. Go.
My mom.
Okay.
A good memory?
Yeah.
Well, if we have to have a memory, can I go back to James Kircher or not?
Before you do it, can you just stop the camera, please? There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Keep it still, please.
Okay. There's too many people I'm grateful for, Pat. Our family's too big.
Okay.
And I can't just pick one.
Okay. Well, you can do more than one, but probably one at a time would be best.
Well, there's too many. I'll say James Kircher and Danny Wells. They gave us the best memories when they got their motorcycles, and me and Chantel were going through things, and we used to go on rides with them and just have long talks. Go up the top of Lotto Creek Mountain and just say F you to everybody, and it helped. Those are some of the best memories.
That's a good memory. Good. Thank you.
It was a very good memory. Let's see. Well, we don't want to get into nothing else. Okay, never mind. Maggie Wells, I have memories with her all the time. There's too many people in our family. Too many good memories.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're just trying to be grateful about because we have such a warm, big family that most people, have, very good to me. I have countless stories, but I've said too many. But yeah. So that's kind of what we're talking about, and that's all.
I'm grateful.
Go ahead.
You for taking Christian and giving him that experience. He would have never got that. And I'm very grateful for that. There's just too much to be grateful for in our family.
Good. Danny Wells is up on the panel.
Dan Wells, hi.
Hi, Trina. Thank you for that memory. And yeah, I do definitely remember, especially those trips up into the mountains in a little 4-wheel drive, taking you and Chantel and just.
Oh yeah, and then Maggie's little, what was it?
Telling the world goodbye. Get our own little world up there. It was pretty cool. I also wanted to share somebody that I am grateful for, Smitty.
Let's hear it, Dan.
There's, like Trina, there's so many in the family that I am grateful for. But I need to point one person out. It would be Diane Pierce.
There you go.
I made numerous trips back and forth to Chico, but the first time I moved to Chico, Maggie, myself, my 2 young kids, Diane took us into her little tiny house and let us live there. Diane took care of my kids even in the Fontana days, helping raise them as young kids. Very positive influence on my kids. And living with Di really opened my eyes to how big of a heart she had. So, and that's something that I've always been grateful for. And I'm not sure if I've told her personally, not, but I'm pretty sure I have. But yeah, just wanted to thank Di.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And I think she should be everybody's thoughts and prayers now. But I think she's going through some medical issues. I've heard, but secondhand knowledge. And Di actually have a lot of very good. She was another very generous woman to me. No, I agree. Special lady. Di was a special lady.
She was, and
Okay, another one.
I mean, I'm on those back then.
Okay, who
Go
else
ahead.
is out there? Aunt Celeste. Let us trips to San Francisco. Me and Maggie and Kitty. I will never forget that. And Donna Shaw and her Heartfield store. Was it Heartfield? We used to get to go buy clothes every weekend. She'd take us in there. We get to shop.
I got to go
And
see
she
a
was
guy
the
about a
manager.
horse.
Take care, Dan.
Okay, bye.
No, actually, I was trying to
Okay,
remember
so
the name of Donna's store, and I think you're right. It might have been Hartfield's. Good memory.
Heartfields, yes, something like that. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, there's so many memories. We just gotta get over this thing so we can all make some more, huh?
Yeah, we will. I think we're going to get over this thing. Are you worried?
Yeah, well, I want to go back to work, and I'm scared. They're all calling me back, and I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not to do.
No.
We deal with the trucks, and then look back, and it's scary. We got shit coming in from everywhere off those trucks.
No, I would understand. I wouldn't want to be working at Walmart myself.
Right now, okay, then I think
Right
I might
now, I
hold off for a while.
I think you should do whatever makes you feel safe.
I think right now, I think I think I should just give it a little more time.
That's probably good. That's probably good.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe if I wasn't working in the back and loading all the stuff coming in, all the shipments, I think I might be okay. But there's too many people in there. It's just too full.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, well, I'm glad I got on. I think I'm gonna go now.
Okay, well, thank you. We always appreciate people coming on, and you're one of the newer ones, so thank you. Come on anytime you'd like, and try to remember to maybe in the future, kind of set your camera on something pointed at you and sit down in front of it.
It's a little weak government. You can't expect much from it.
No, but if you just set it down and didn't move it around, it would be great.
Okay, I'll try and do that. I'm gonna get my iPad back from Susie for this little escapade. Okay.
Take care, young
Okay,
lady.
well, goodbye.
Be good.
Okay, are you on every day? Are you on every day at 4?
I have been, yeah.
Every day at 4?
Not
Okay.
making any promises.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, take care, Trinket. I'll drop the link again because I'm already feeling the pressure of what to say next. My second cup of coffee, that's unusual this late in the day. But yeah. So, what else is going on out there? Anybody have any words of wisdom? Doing this about an hour now. If no one else wants to come up or has anything to say, we might have to cut this little bad boy short today. So who else is out there? I see Damien and Sahara. Good to see you, Sahara. Let me put up your post because I think it's pretty good. Yeah, you actually have some wonderful ladies in your family, and I'm glad you're grateful, because when you're grateful, actually makes a couple people feel good. It makes yourself feel good, and it makes them feel good. So who else is out there? It's going to get embarrassing really fast. That's all I can say. I don't even have any. I got jokes, but they're going to be repeats. So they didn't go over well the first time. So I'm guessing they're not going to go that well the second time. I don't want to sing. That's not in my wheelhouse. You know, I wondered why the ball was getting bigger, and then it hit me. See what you get when you don't come on the panel? We're having such good discussions. I like that topic. I like the topic of being grateful. And I would like to tell some stories, but I just don't want to tell them looking at the screen with just me on it. So I haven't heard from Sis Dan. I think that's she mentioned it once, and we kind of haven't heard again. I think it's May 5th. Didn't she say? Maybe I'm wrong, but that's a while. We got a couple of weeks to think about it. And yeah. Any other things? Yeah, I understand. Yeah, something about background noise behind you or in the same room is very. It seems to be amplified louder than your voice for some reason, but it does seem to be distracting. But thank you for being considerate with that. Another thing that was brought up to me, and I'll bring it up again, is this is kind of a family. I know most of us are old. In whatever life experiences, but maybe tame it down in the language. Just, I don't know, maybe we could try to do that a little bit better. Again, coming from somewhere else. Well, we have Terry's going to come on, and let's hear what our beloved Aunt Terry has to say.
I'm going to try to stay on, but I have kids here, and it can get noisy in a matter of a second.
Uh-huh. I know.
So I'm going to pop in and say hi while I can.
Good. Sounds good so far. Well,
Plus, I'm waiting for a couch. I bought a new couch today, and the guys went to pick it up, and I'm just waiting for them to get back from Roseville.
Well, that's exciting.
I know. I've needed one for so long. So what's up?
Did you hear our topic of a discussion for the day?
Yes, but I'm with Trina. There's so many. Growing up, I was so grateful for Khaki and her house. Then as I got older, well, even growing up at Donna's and then moving in with her when I was 17, I loved Donna and Ken. They were my favorites. And then moving in with Cindy and hanging out with Jennifer all those years, and very grateful to them. I'm grateful to so many for helping me grow up and get through my whole life. Every one of them, everybody in the family had some part of it at some point.
She did. They did. You even lived with me in our little household on Granada for maybe, a day or two?
I did. That's right. I lived there. I lived with Khaki in high school. Then I've lived with Susie. I've lived with Jennifer. I've lived with Cindy. I've stayed with Sis. I've stayed with Joe. I've lived with, oh my God, I can't even think of who else.
No, did you ever, what came up quickly? What memories you have of the Bummer House?
Oh, just partying and hanging out and getting high and doing some crazy shit there.
Yep. I think now there's a Del Taco there, if I'm not mistaken.
Del Taco was always right down not Del Taco. That was Taco Tia was down the street, wasn't it?
Wasn't Taco Tia the bomb?
Yes. Yes.
Taco Tia was the bomb.
And there's still one in San Bernardino that Susie takes me to when I go down there.
Oh, I like Baker's too. Baker's there in Sierra and Fontana, that got a lot of meals from Baker's. Yep. Taco Tia was the bomb. Hey, Damien, good to see you. Do you know what the background is, Damien? It was already named, but do you know the background that I have behind me, Terry?
Oh yeah, Big Bear Lake.
Big Bear Lake. Did you know that, or did you remember her saying
No,
that?
I didn't, because I never really hung out up there. in high school, you know, we would sometimes drive up to Lake Gregory, Lake Elsinore, Running Springs, Big Bear, but I never went up and hung out up there.
Okay, yeah. Okay. It seems to me I remember a story of might have been your boyfriend Donnie, and he had a Porsche, a 911, I think, or
Yeah.
they used to talk about racing up to Big Bear. Did you ever?
Oh, yeah. Those guys, they used to, when I was in high school, before I was with Donnie, they used to drive. There was a whole group of them that used to drive these test cars through San Bernardino for something. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did race the Porsche up there. I don't remember. I don't know.
I remember.
I don't remember.
He was kind of a crazy guy, if I remember right.
A little bit.
A little bit. Oh, well, they all were. So, what else is going on today?
I'm just waiting.
Waiting for your new couch. What color is it?
Wait. It's a big brown leather, the big circle one with the recliners on each end.
Oh, really?
You know,
that would be fun to move in.
It's six separate pieces, but they're like $1,200, and it was on Marketplace for $500 down in Roseville. And I've been needing furniture really, really, really bad. So Tara found it, and it's funny because I actually, when I went to sleep last night, when I went to bed, I was thinking about that couch for some reason, because I've looked at them over and over throughout the past year trying to decide what I want, and I was thinking about it, and then I woke up this morning and she sent me a picture of one saying it's for sale.
Well, how about that?
Can I go get it for you? And I said, yes, please.
Well, that's nice. Very cool. I'm going to be trying to do something myself here pretty soon. Actually, I do have another segment I was thinking about doing.
What's that?
I'll let you know. Kind of a surprise, a little bit of a surprise. You want to do it? Want to do it with me right now?
Sure.
Okay. You ready? Okay, we're going to do it, and we're going to be watching from the side. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this without too much trouble. I want to share my screen. Put it on screen 1, and I'm going to. Oops. Oh, shoot. We didn't want this to happen. Anyway,
What are you introducing?
well, I guess that did not work out so well. Hold on here. Sorry, what I was doing is Maggie's company put together a cute little promotional video about her products.
Oh.
And I was going to show it, but you know what? It's just buffering away over here.
Oh, bummer.
Maybe
I love her products.
I'll try to work out the details here. But no, it's actually well done. I might have to talk to whoever produced that movie to help me out with one for my company. I could always use some extra advertisement.
Yeah, I love Maggie's stuff. I use it every day.
No, it looks really good. The bottles look real nice. It looked very panache. What does panache mean? You know what panache means?
I don't know.
I have a feeling, but I kind of got a feeling for what it means, but I don't know if I could describe it exactly.
Panache. I don't know.
Do you have a
feeling? I don't know.
Do you have a feeling about it?
It sounds bougie.
Yeah, I think you're right up in there. I think bougie would be probably reasonable. Probably a reasonable thing. Anyways, I'll try to. I think I messed up my chance on that, but we're not claiming to be professionals here. I don't have a very big writing staff or technical staff that helps.
You're a one-man show.
No, Dennis, that's Lake Big Bear Lake. I'm surprised you didn't get that one. Well, here we go. Someone's my helper today. Thank you. I think the one we're thinking about is a dash of flamboyance in style or action. I think that kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
Panache. Thank you, Amelia. You got on that right away. So we solved that mystery.
There we go.
See, I asked her yesterday if she looked to see if that word's trademarked for cosmetics or whatever. And I don't know if she did, but I highly suggest it because she can waste a lot of advertising marketing for someone else because they'll shut you down. They'll shut you down if you use their name. Anyways, that's lawyer stuff. That's where lawyers make all their money. Just some words of wisdom there. Panache seemed, I hope you checked it out to see if that name's not being used. And if it is, you might want to spend a little money to trademark it because that's actually an asset that you possibly could sell. It is. Do it online. You can do most of this stuff online, and usually there's a pretty decent fee involved, but most things you can do like that are online now. Anyways, enough about that. You look very lovely tonight, Teresa, in black. Is that what I'm seeing? Wearing black today?
I always wear black almost.
Yeah.
But
almost you. Always.
Almost always. Everything I own is black.
Good.
In fact, I'll have 3 or 4 of the same exact T-shirt in black.
So you had some good memories of living with Don. What years did you live with Don and Kenny?
I think I was 17 when I moved there and stayed until I was 21 when Cindy snatched me up and had me move to Costa Mesa with her to help her with Gino when Gino was real little and she was working. And then Cindy and I stayed living together from then until I married Dale. I went to work at Mioni's and we moved from Costa Mesa. I think that's when we moved to the Balboa Island and got that apartment. It was across the street from Mioni's, upstairs from the bookstore. And then I married Dale after living there for a while. And Dale and I rented an apartment on the island.
Then you
I loved living with Donna. When I was 17, Kurt took me on my very first camping trip. I don't think I'd ever been camping before, and I was hanging out with him and his friends, and they did a lot of fun things, going fishing and camping and parties out in the hills. And
so you lived there. Well, I never even realized you lived there much. Much as that for a number of years.
Yeah, I guess I did. I didn't think it was that long, but I'm pretty sure I was 17 or 18. Maybe I was 18 when I moved down there. I don't know. I can't remember, but I lived there a few years. Donna was working and I took care of her house, did all the cooking, did all her holiday baking. It was fun. I loved it.
What store did she work at then? What was the name of that store? I think
it was Hartfield's, but when I was there, she was working. I don't know if she was at Hartfield's Steel or Casual Corner, but in the early days, she was at Hartfield's. I know that.
That was always cool. She was the manager of a clothing store. She was a hard worker.
Yeah, I used to go work for her on inventory night and to help count.
Yeah, I remember
they were a lot of fun. They were so much fun because they always, like when we were younger, remember they always had a boat and go down to the bay and have barbecues for dinner, and they take the boat out and we'd go jump off the bridge there. We were always doing something. Donna and Ken were a lot of fun.
Yes, they were. They were special people in our lives.
Yeah, they were.
Yep. Good. Excellent.
I had a good connection with old Ken Shaw. I could make him the best peanut butter sandwich. He appreciated my like of peanut butter.
And if I remember right, he was the first time I was introduced to chunky peanut butter. Wasn't it? Didn't you like chunky peanut butter?
I don't remember, but that's probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun. I loved living there.
No, that was Domer Road, I'm pretty sure, right? On
yep.
Domer? Yep. They lived there a long time, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yes, they did. Good memories of one of my memories was seemed to me because we always we used to listen to the radio a lot, like AM radio, KFXM was like one of the standard channels we used. It seemed like whenever we went to San Diego on a weekend, I would hear a new song on the radio that Kurt was listening to or Cindy was listening to, and then the next week it would come up. It's like they were a week ahead of us in all their new songs. I don't know if that was really the true or not, but I remember that memory thinking that first in San Diego. Now it's popular here. So a little off topic.
I never thought about that.
But, anyways.
Never thought about that. Do you remember anything when we were, I mean, we moved out of that house. We were both really little, but from the Washington Avenue house where you were born?
I was born in Muscoy?
In Muscoy?
No real memories of Muscoy. I have memories of that first house in Cherry Valley while they were building the house on Tokay Street. I remember just a couple memories, not many. A lot of memories from Tokay Street. You have remember Tokay?
I lived there. I lived there a lot of years, but I do not have good memories of that place. I hated living up there. Really? I went to Fontana, I think, every single weekend or minute that I was not in school. I just remember that we all got to pick our own carpet, and Sis had blue, Joe had gold, and I had red. I remember we had, it was nice big bedrooms, but I hated that place so much growing up the years that we were there. It was like so boring. I fucking hated that place. I do not have memories of it. And then there was another house that Susie reminded me, we took a drive up there when I was down in Fontana. There was another house that another street they lived on that I could not even remember. I don't even know if I was ever in that house.
In Cherry Valley?
Yeah, there was another one. I don't. Yeah, I can't even remember which. It wasn't the little two-story. They lived in a two-story. That's where I was living. They were living the year that I moved in with you guys in Fontana, because I was supposed to start I was going into high school, or was in high school, and school was starting the next day. And my mom was saying, you've got to go to school tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm not going to school at Beaumont High. I'm not doing it. So you guys were up there, and Janice took me home, and I started at Fontana High.
Okay.
I didn't like Cherry Valley. I did not like anything about that area.
Okay, help me out a little bit here. How big was that house on Tokay Street? Because my mom had a bedroom there too.
It was a four bedroom. I don't remember your mom having a room there.
I grew up there. You don't remember? You're killing me, Small.
No, I don't. Because I had one room, Joe had one room, Sis had one room, and Mom and Dad had a room. Well, was there a room? Was there a house in the back? I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. I have not a lot of memories from there.
Yeah, I lived there until like 4 years old or 5.
And I don't really, I know there's pictures of me and you from up there, but I don't remember it. I don't remember you guys being there. So where was the bedroom?
I remember it on the right side of the hallway. I think it might have been the first one on the right.
Oh, you know what? Was that when Joe was living in San Francisco with Celeste? And maybe you guys had that room?
And well, I remember Joe living there while I was there too, but it could have been, but maybe there was some overlap. But I never remember Joe riding me on his motorcycle up and down Tokay Street. Joe teased the shit out. He used to tie actually it's a good memory. He used to tie a chair, candy bars in the tree on after he got them from work. And for years I thought candy bars grew on trees. That thanks to Uncle Joe.
That's like, do you remember? I think he did it to you too, probably, because with me and Susie, it was like he'd get us to do things by telling us, "Y'all give you 10 points if you do it." We never got anything for the points, but if he would give us points, we would do it.
No, actually, I stole that. I used that as a teacher. I used to tell kids all the time, I'll give you I'll give you extra credit points. I'll give you points, but they never counted. They never checked to look. Say, where's the extra credit points? They never asked that. I just said, you want extra points? Then it worked like a charm.
Yeah, Joe gave us points for everything to go do things for him, but I don't remember ever being able to cash any points in on anything.
No,
I don't know. Maybe Joe or Fitz remember more about that house than I do.
I remember, and I lived there. I swear I did.
I'm just trying to remember where everybody was then, because I only remember that we all had our own room.
You never shared it with Sis?
Maybe I did, but I don't remember.
You don't remember that place, do you?
No.
No.
I didn't like it.
A big barn.
Yeah, I even remember they bought a pony, and I wouldn't have nothing to do with that damn stupid mean thing.
I remember they had a dog for a while. I think his name was Blue before Little. Remember Little?
Yeah, I do remember Little, but I don't remember another dog.
They used to drag me around.
Until you got Tootsie.
Yeah. Anyways, well, that's enough about me. Let me drop a link and see if someone else would like to fill in the dead air.
Fill in my brain here. What am I forgetting?
I don't know. I wish someone would come on and remember. Maybe my mom. You know, she's out. I think it's happy hour.
Oh yeah, it's dinner time. Shit.
It's dinner time. What are you doing for dinner tonight?
I don't know. Probably. I think I have a frozen lasagna in there. I don't cook. Howard does all the cooking. I hate cooking.
Well, that's good. That's a good quality.
I am not one of, I've always said I don't belong in this family. I am not one of these girls like all the rest of them that enjoy cooking. I literally hate grocery shopping. I hate buying it. I hate putting it away. I hate cooking it. I hate cleaning up after it. I don't like any part of food.
Okay, well, Joe popped on and he had the Tokay Street question mark.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the first house on I think there was only one house on Tokay Street, and the other one was on another street, the second one they built, if I remember. Maybe I'm wrong.
And that's the one I don't remember at all.
I remember that one for sure. Joe, how many people lived in the house on Terry doesn't remember me and my mom living there, and I'm brokenhearted. Not really. 3933 Tokay Street. He remembers. Look at that. He has memories of that place.
I have my church missile with the address.
What's up, Dennis?
So I was confused. So Tokay was the house in Cherry Valley. Is that right?
Well,
the one that was at the bottom of the hill there.
Yeah, and Danny Thomas lived up on the hill.
Yes.
So I remember sleeping up on the roof with like Joe and Chris and Mark and Mike, and we would sleep on the roof of where it was. I don't know if it was a garage, chicken coop. Grandpa had kind of a big structure in the back, in between the barn and the house. It was like a flat roof, and we'd all spend the night up there. I remember
probably the carport.
The carport.
It must have been the carport. Yeah. No.
Huh.
I remember the pigs. Grandpa always telling us, stay away from the pigs. Don't play with the pigs, kids.
I don't even remember pigs being there.
Oh, yeah. Me and Kirk got caught by one of his big geese in the barn one time, and it beat the living shit out of us. We were teasing it, and then it caught us in the barn, and just we never messed with that bird ever again. Yeah.
Did Joe answer maybe?
About what?
About where we all stayed, what rooms we had?
No, he agreed that me and my mom lived there at least a couple years because I always lived with Grandma until my mom moved out when she married Smitty. So
there's only one bathroom, right?
Yep. No, there were two. There was two. There was at the end of the hallway, there was a bathroom on the left, and then the one on the right that had the door that went outside.
Where's the cheese, Grandma?
I just remember the kitchen with Grandma's old wood-fired stove. I do remember that, her making pancakes. And
Right. She cooked on that stove one year for the whole year.
I remember kind of a little back porch area with the screen door.
I don't remember that.
I do in a big butcher block table in the kitchen.
Yep. I imagine that house is tiny compared to what we remember it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
I
It
was
seems like I
thinking the
remember
house-
the living room being really big.
What was the street that was by Sages that they lived on?
Suzanne Lane.
Suzanne Lane.
That's the one I remember 2 houses being at.
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah. That's where I was in high school. That was my most memories.
Joe, how many bedrooms did that house in Cherry Valley have? It must have had a bunch.
I bet only 3.
No.
No,
Well,
there was at least 4.
Joe's was the first on the right. I remember that now. I think ours
Yeah.
was the second on the right, and Sis's, I think, was the third on the right.
Well, and
Four
Grandpa and
bedroom
Grandma
house.
had to sleep somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question. Maybe you shared a room with my mom.
Maybe. I just remember I remember having the bedroom on the left with the red carpet and pink furniture.
Okay.
But that may have been later, after you guys weren't there or something.
Did Matt live with you out there? It seems I remember Matt being at that place when a real young Matt. Or
Right.
was it,
I don't remember I have no recollection.
okay.
I remember Jim coming out there a couple times.
I only remember him coming to Suzanne Lane.
I remember him in Tokay a couple times.
I don't.
Now, you don't remember Grandpa's big old garden he had behind the barn?
Yeah, I remember that. He had a half acre of land out there.
Yeah.
But I thought I remembered the house, but now that Patrick said they lived there, I don't remember the room situation. I'm gonna have to call Sis now and ask her. Or Carol.
I think they had a circular driveway and a big boulder out by the street.
Yeah.
Remember that big boulder?
Yes.
Yeah, there was lizards everywhere.
Yes, there was lizards everywhere.
There was lizards everywhere.
Yeah, I thought it was a full acre because a half acre is nothing. That's not a big lot.
No, but his garden, I think, out back was a half acre.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I remember a root cellar.
Yeah, that was by the carport.
Yeah, remember a root cellar.
The wood pile was there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it! Now I got to call. I'm gonna have to call Carol back. I talked to Carol today.
How come she never doesn't come on the show? She owes a visit. I still got that video on my hard drive.
She's busy.
She's happy as anybody can be.
Leave her alone. She's busy.
Maybe we better just leave that. We'll just leave her alone then. How about that?
She is just happy in love, happy. Things could not be better for her. I am happy for her.
Someone in the chat is getting very upset about our language being spoken up here. So,
am I cussing?
I don't know what to say, but it wouldn't hurt to clean it up a little bit.
I haven't said anything bad, have I?
I'm not accusing anybody, but someone is not real happy.
Me and my Aunt Teresa. Come on, what do you expect?
No.
Just me. Yeah, I don't know. It's the way I talk. I don't know. Love it or leave it.
No, again, what happens is on the show, it's like just kind of conversational, and like if me and Dennis were probably together alone, that's how I'm talking, and it's probably not. It's probably not good. Probably don't want to do that. Exactly.
No, you don't want to do that.
No.
Okay.
So we'll try a little bit harder on that one. That's probably good advice. There's some people.
Teresa, you should call Teresa. Tell Cindy to have her mom come on.
She got her headphones today, so we got to get those working. Yeah. And Cindy, I'm more than willing to do a 2:00 show. We'll plan a day or two in ahead.
Cindy was on here watching. I don't know if she still
Yeah.
is.
I just saw her.
It'd be nice to have Donna and my mom on.
Oh yeah, I think they would just start naturally having a great conversation is what I'm hoping for.
No, you get Carol in there too.
Carol, my mom, those women know how to talk. They're not too shy once they get together.
Well, you need to try to coordinate that, Mr. Smith.
I've
Do I
been
need to do
trying
that for you?
They've been trying to. He's been trying so hard.
I don't know what to do. I try. I think we're working it out. We're getting closer. I don't know. This is like, I think I've done this 3 weeks now. I think 3 weeks tomorrow, I'm guessing, which boy, that time went by fast. We got quite a little audience. I'm getting kind of proud of that. We got some audience.
Well, you're doing 2 shows on Friday, so that's more than 21 shows.
Yeah, I'm doing, and that's where, you know what, you can cuss if you want, I guess. That's the adult show. That's on my channel. I have no filter. I don't have.
Okay, I gotta pop out. Howard's almost here, so I got a few things to do and get dinner in the oven. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, well,
Love you.
You'll have to show us your new couch maybe tomorrow.
Okay. All right. All right. Bye.
Oh, now I'm being put in the hot seat. I don't like this.
Nah, it's not as bad as being up here. Here's what you will like. Watch this one.
Oh, okay. I can just turn you off, you know.
That's no fun, is it?
You can turn me off. I can turn you off.
Yeah. So hey, I'm gonna drop the link again. Someone else. We got we're on our last half hour coming up here. One of the things that gets suggested all the time is you should make the show shorter. And there could be some truth to that. I surely don't expect everybody to stay up here for 2 hours as long as I do.
Right.
But it tends to kind of just go that way. But
Hey,
I don't have any real agenda. You ready to do your segment yet, Dennis?
I thought that was going to be on a Green Bicycle Show.
Oh yeah, we're going to do that interview, and when are you ready to do that?
I don't know if I am yet.
Yo, you will. It'll be. I tell you what, I'll let you have editing. If you don't like it after we do it, we'll get rid of it.
Okay.
So let's do that. I need to do another. I have a bunch of channels, by the way. I have one for my company that I do informational videos and interviews with people in this industry, and I don't know how much I could go here, Dennis. But Dennis was an early pioneer. I actually learned.
No. We don't want to go there today.
Okay, I got you.
I don't want to talk about $150,000 of cash being spread on the front yard. We got
Okay, then we won't talk about that then.
Let's not talk about those kind of things.
No, we won't talk about that. Okay, I'm glad you didn't mention that because I was about to. Yeah, those were the days. Yeah, you were my teacher, by the way.
No.
And I took yeah. Anyways, so what else? What else do you remember about Cherry Valley?
Had my first cigarette in Cherry Valley. We stole it from Ken Shaw's.
Really?
Yeah. Me and Kurt went up on the hill.
Smoked a cigarette?
I think we both puked. What did he smoke? Herbert Tarrington's.
Is that the charcoal filters?
It had no filter, but it looked like it did, but there was no filter.
Yeah, that's old school, the no filter cigarettes.
They were about twice as strong as my dad's Lucky Strikes.
Wow. Did you ever smoke your dad's Lucky Strikes?
I would light them and then I'd have to put them out right away.
You know, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I took in a puff when I was with Damien, and it was like a Salem menthol from Smitty. It's like, or my mom, one of the two. It was like, no, that it wasn't for me.
Oh, you start spinning, and you think you're gonna puke.
Like, oh yeah, it was like, no fun. I never understood that one, and I'm glad. I'm glad. But, anyways, your first, Herbert Tarrington's.
Well, I just remember the poker games. They were all chain smoking. I'd get them coffee, and they'd give me quarters.
In the Cherry Valley house?
In Palmetto.
Oh yeah, the Palmetto. We talked about the poker games.
Yeah, out in that back room. staying up late watching them.
Yeah.
That's where I learned how to play cards. Watching Lottie and Uncle Ed.
In the den. That wasn't that the den?
That's what they called it.
Where you built a bedroom that no one was allowed in?
That was Kenny's room, and then when Kenny went to college, I got it.
And you were pretty strict with that rule, if I remember right.
Yeah, I didn't like people invading my space. But when I got kicked out of the bunk bed room where Danny and David and Damien all pissed the bed.
No, we pissed in the corner.
They pissed the bed every night. When I got out of there, it was like that room smelled like urine all the time. I was never so happy to get out of the urine room, get in the back room.
That you were right about that. That candy stripe carpeting got coated, but yeah, you weren't one to mess with. By the way, you put the fear in God in a few young boys. I'll tell you what, you weren't one to mess with.
I was taught by Uncle Joe and Chris Shaw. So, although Chris used to just hammer Kirk way more than me, but Kenny and Uncle Joe, they used to do the old spit drip thing in our face and get,
You did that to me.
Pin us to the ground and make us eat grass. And
you've done that to me. You did. You passed that one on.
They taught me well. Everything I did to you, they did to me. So
yeah,
that was a hand-me-down. That's all that was.
I don't remember. Yeah. I don't remember pulling that too much on the younger ones, but nope. I remember eating grass and getting itchy. Remember how itchy you would get when you drug you through grass? Your back, it would just be horribly itchy.
Drag you through the sticker patch.
Drag through dog poop. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It was funny for us.
Good times.
Not for you and Damien.
Good times.
You and Damien got brutalized by me and Kirk.
Oh, you used to brutalize. Damien used to get brutalized. And little Danny would just get. It was like WWE before WWE. It was yeah.
Brothers do that. That's what can I say? Brothers do that.
Yeah, well, I just heard I was just as bad, which is you know what? I don't remember that. So hey. No, I'm sure I remember being kind of a bully. I'm not real proud of being a bully. So we all had our bullies, I guess.
Yeah, Bill Hornbeck. He was a cocksucker too, wasn't he, Joe?
Hey, watch that. But I don't remember him at all, personally.
Who was the other one from San Diego? I don't know if Joe remembers him. Gary Riley? Or one of Donna's or Ken's friends, and God, he used to just brutalize me and Kurt.
The Rileys, yeah, across the street.
No, he was the framer. He was a nice guy. Gary something, dark hair, but he was like a Bill Hornbeck type. Oh, he used to just put the fear into me and Kurt. He would hammer us all the time about girls and drinking and smoking, and Donna would remember. Cindy probably remembers who I'm talking about.
Yeah, we need to get Uncle Joe up here because he has a lot of memories, and I heard Sis mention that we talked about someone asked about how we got to Chico, and I always heard it was Uncle Danny first, and Sis kind of repeated that was Uncle Danny from when she was telling the story, but Joe, I believe he said he was up there first, but
well, Uncle Danny, was married to Carol, and Carol moved to Paradise. So the story I always heard was Uncle Dan went up to Paradise to visit the kids a couple times, and told Joe and Lori how nice Paradise was. Well, then when Joe and Lori came up to go to Paradise, they ended up going through Chico a little bit and just fell in love with Chico because of the creeks and how nice it was. Now that's the story I heard. And so when Joe and Lori came up, they ended up in Chico, not in Paradise.
Okay.
So that's the story I heard. Uncle Dan or Joe would have to confirm that. But
so Uncle Dan would come up and visit, but he never really moved up here. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Well, he came up here and Carol lived in Paradise, and that's where he visited the two kids, I believe.
I think I recall that being part of the lore.
So he told Joe and Lori how nice Paradise was. Well, Joe and Lori liked Chico a lot more than Paradise, and ended up when they came up, they said, "Let's go to Chico. Screw Paradise."
Chico's
that I could be wrong, but that's what I've always heard.
Well, you're close. It looks like maybe I tell you, the camera makes it a lot easier. It's hard to type in.
Yeah, Joe's saying not quite right, but I mean, I'm sure I'm in the ballpark there. I think.
No.
No.
Again,
okay, so Joe has the real story on it, obviously, because he's.
No, I think he did say it was about 72, which sounds about right. Joe will share that next week. That'll be good. I think he is.
We need to get Joe a smartphone.
Yeah, I think a smartphone. I think his camera. He told me his camera is going to be coming in next week. So we'll get that right from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Yeah, no, that's who needs to tell the story. I'm more like a fifth party on that one. So
I am too. I agree. Yeah. Do you remember the first time you went to Chico?
Yeah, Joe was living in the next door to Matt and Ruby's house on Mangrove. That was my first trip to Chico, and I remember I had a thing for Janet Howder. I remember flying back home. Janet Howder gave me a ride to the Sacramento airport, and I'd taken a hit of acid.
Okay.
And I flew on the plane home all by myself. And I remember it raining. It was like we were driving in boats going down the freeway. It was, because it was raining so hard, the cars all looked like boats.
Well, I imagine they could have looked like a lot of things under those conditions.
That was probably 1973, maybe 74.
So Uncle Danny hooked up with Pat Howder. Was she up here? Did he meet her up here, or did they travel up here together?
Not sure about that one.
Yeah, we got to get
Pat Howder. I thought they were from San Bernardino originally, but Joe would know that one too.
74.
Because she had a couple daughters. And there was the boys.
Packy. I remember the boy was named Patrick, but they called him Packy.
And I thought there was a John Howder too. John.
There could have been. I just remember one of them. I remember the girl too. She was a pretty woman, pretty girl.
Yeah, kind of wild.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
we can't go there though. We won't go there.
Oh well, here we go. See, got a little. She was friends with Lori, and Lori set them up on a date.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so she must have been from San Bernardino also.
Yeah, I thought Pat Howder worked at the hospital or something, but
yeah, could be.
I thought she was a nurse of some kind.
So they must have had a pretty good relationship if he could actually get her to come up here. They were never married, were they?
Not real sure. I thought they bought a house together, but I'm not real sure if they were married or not.
So
save that for next week when Joe's on your show.
Yeah, hopefully
Joe can do a whole show of the early history of Chico and.
So. No, Joe. Yeah, I'm looking forward to his input or anybody else's. I'll reiterate that. Anyone else wants to have some ideas, call me, or would love for you to get something. And it looks like he said they got married in Orland. And again, when you don't put the subject, I'm guessing it was Danny and Pat Howder. She never took on his name though, did she? I don't ever remember being.
Pat shot.
Yeah. I remember she did not like me. I remember that. I was never really fond of her, but she
was a tough nut to crack. And I think all of us used to kind of wonder, her and Dan were like vinegar and water a little bit.
Yeah,
really different people, two different kind of people.
Yeah, Uncle Dan was always a real mellow kind of guy.
Yeah, and I don't even remember Pat that well. I just remember she was kind of,
standoffish.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Let's say that. That's how
Not
that
real,
was.
not real personable. I don't remember as being real personable or laughing or, you know. She didn't like any of it. But yeah, probably true.
She probably had good taste. That's all I could say.
All right. Well, I'm going to bore the shit out of everybody being on this show. So I hope somebody else comes up, Smitty.
I do too. We've only got about 15 minutes left. So maybe we'll do a short show. I'm fine with that.
A Sunday.
Some of our viewers,
Easy on a Sunday.
I'll drop the link for anyone who would like to come up.
What's the weather like up in Crescent City today?
Beautiful day up here.
Yeah,
So
nice
Kurt
here,
called
too.
me earlier, and I said, he goes, "How's the weather?" Or I said it's sunny and blue sky. He goes, "You mean it's sunny skies up there?" we do all the time, but it's not 80 or 90, it's 60 or 70. So yeah, we get beautiful days. You just notch it down 20 degrees.
Well, it's that beautiful ocean influence you get. And that's what makes it so nice.
No, I love the ocean. Being by the ocean is special.
Well, you who doesn't utilize it don't own a fishing pole, do you?
I don't. Or a barbecue. How about that?
I know.
I think you bought me a couple. It was so bad you said you need a barbecue.
Or a clam shovel.
No, I don't go clam, and I should. I should.
A crab net. Jesus, you go out on the docks and just drop a crab net in and have dinner.
Yeah, I should. There's a lot of things I should do that just tend not to happen.
Yeah.
But when you move up,
some of your friends that work the boats up there, those are huge. I mean, those guys come in with just boatloads of seafood, you know.
Well, I get a lot of it through Shelley, especially.
Yeah, because of the Indians. Huh?
Oh yeah,
The Indians utilize all that.
So I get hooked up with food all the time. Maybe that's why I don't have such a desire. I would like to do some of that. You know, we have those big they're huge, the clams that they have on the beach here. I think they're gooey ducks.
Gooey ducks.
And they're just like, a foot long.
Those are almost too big for me.
No, and there's a lot of
giant squid. You just cut them all up though and put them in clam chowder.
No, yeah, there's a lot of seafood up here that's readily available if you just put a little work into it.
Yep. Yes,
when are you? Another question I got from Kurt. He said, "Is Dennis going to move up there?" I don't know. He's talked about it. But you got a lot of roots. You've been in Chico 40 years now, haven't you? 40, 50 years, right?
Well, been moved around a little bit. Went to Oregon for a while.
That's right. That's right. But you got a lot of roots there in Chico.
Was in Paradise for a while.
Yeah. How long were you? Yeah. I remember when you bought that house from Orland. You moved from Orland to there.
Durham.
Right?
Durham. Never lived in Orland.
Durham. Oh my goodness. So yeah. No. I'm hoping there's there was that one family migration. A lot of us followed Uncle Joe from San Bernardino to Chico. Shelley was up here in Crescent City first. And I love it up here. I miss the family. It would be really nice to have especially you or anyone else to come up and have someone to hang out with once in a while. But it's a beautiful place. I think you recognize that. And
oh yeah, I'm getting a little tired. Chico's getting a little overcrowded. The heat gets to me. I would like to be a little closer to the ocean. I would utilize it a little more than you do, I think.
I'm sure you would. And there's still, property. I don't like saying it too loud, so don't everybody.
Yeah, don't even say it.
Don't broadcast.
Wait till I buy a place.
But you can buy a house up here and live by the ocean. And it's there's a libertarian bent, so a lot of people. It's unconventional in a number of ways. A lot of seasonal workers at Crabber can go out and make 6 figures in 2 months, and a lot of them that's all they do. They work 2 months of the year. And they're fine, that's a way of life up here. Or maybe they'll do logging and crabbing, or their fishing guides and crabbers. And no, if you're creative up here, there's opportunity. I think you, David, anybody who can work with their hands and build stuff and are honest, I think you do really well up here. I do pretty good. Shelly does real well. Real proud of Shelly. She, she's moved up the corporate ladder, if it's even a corporation, with the
Indians.
the tribal office.
Right.
But no, I love it up here. Come on up. I'd like more people to come up. It's cool weather, which is unusual in California and the rest of the world right now. So, love it. You need to come up. You've been promising about a year now that I'm going to be coming up there. I'm going to be coming up there. So, get on up here.
Okay. Nice to see you, buddy.
Nice seeing you.
I know. As soon as this gets over, I plan on coming up. My little car's all gassed up. I'm just waiting for the right time.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been looking at properties.
Good.
Houses.
Good.
There's a lot of fixer uppers up there in my price range. So.
And you can do that, by the way. I think you can manage that part.
Yep. All right, buddy.
Hey, take care.
See you, everybody.
Thank you for coming on, and thank you for David, what did you tell me about the restaurant business? What did you tell me about the restaurant business? What did you tell me? I think there is room for a restaurant business up here. I miss a good barbecue place. I like a good. So everything's locked up here, buddy. Oh, my buttons aren't working. I don't know if you can still hear me. That's interesting. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Okay, buttons are working. So we got about 9 minutes before the 2-hour mark, which usually the show goes about 2 hours. It's kind of interesting today. Some grateful thoughts. I thought some of them were pretty special. I didn't know Terry actually lived in San Diego for as long as she did. I never remember going to San Diego and seeing Terry there, but and it's, we made fairly frequent trips down to Santee, California. Yeah, what about restaurants, David? The number one failing business. Restaurant is a tough business to be in. It's a lot of, even if they're successful, you work a lot. Even if they make money, you work a lot in a restaurant. I think I've seen that part, but yeah, I miss a good barbecue spot. Get that sloppy barbecue sauce is I love that. Big Mo, I think in Chico, Big Mo's, is that it? Smoking Mo's. Love that place. And David's never met a contractor that doesn't want to open a restaurant. Interesting. I don't think you want to open a restaurant, do you, David? Why don't you come on up, David? Here, give me a break. Let me post. Do you see the link? I'll post it again. Come on up here and tell us a little bit about that. Before we have to go and say goodbye. Que sera, sera. Yep, Kurt, look, he seems to barbecue all the time. What was the name of that place, Damien, on, I think, 8th or 9th Street there in Chico that we used to go to that had the tiger sauce there? They made a real good barbecue sandwich. That was delicious stuff. That's long gone, I'm real sure. But good barbecue is tasty. So who else is out there? Who else is out there who wants to say hello, say goodbye, make donations? I'm kidding about that. David Dietz says I'm sure he worked today. So, well, we're running out of time. If no one else, here we go. Whew. I was just about to pull the plug. Okay, David, I think you might be on the loop.
Am I on the loop?
No, sounds good so far.
All right, let me get my phone set up here. Oh, I whatever would make my wife happy. If she wants to open a restaurant in Crescent City, then I would allow her to do that.
What kind of restaurant?
She would like to have one down on the she would like to have one down on the water for you, where she can kind of cook, kind of the comfort food stuff.
Yeah,
A good breakfast place.
that's good. I think the big red, we're kind of a seasonal town. I think actually I got the statistics, 27,000 people in our county, in Del Norte County, and I think 8,000 in Crescent City, 10,000 maybe. The prison, actually, Pelican Bay Prison, which we're known for, I think that counts as our population also, but they're not real mobile, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's
they're probably not going to be they're probably not going to be a good client.
So restaurant, I've seen a lot of restaurants come and go here. I really have, a lot. There's a couple of mainstays that have been here forever, but I see a lot of them come and go. Are you buffering on me?
So, good. My there.
I think you're buffering for some reason today, David. Maybe it's a lot of internet traffic. Still got a little allergies popping up on me, and I hope I'm not touching and itching too much. But again, I won't rewatch this, so I won't know. So I won't be able to correct my mistakes. Well, but we got about 4 minutes to go. David's buffered and stopped. Maybe try to get out and come back in. Help you out a little bit.
Made without peas, lentils, and potatoes. I thought that was good.
I don't think Damien's been on. Oh, see ya. I wouldn't want to be ya. Damien, what do you say? You got anything important to say? How's your mom doing today? Is she hanging in there? Is she hanging in there? Okay, we got 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes. Damien, yeah, I didn't comb my hair either. It's okay. I don't think if their expectations are high about the beauty quality of this thing, we're all in trouble. I don't think anybody is. Good. I'm glad to hear she's doing good. I heard Aunt Donna got her headphones. Once those are up and working right, and things are tuned in. Really looking forward to her coming on there. And Khaki, looks like you might be watching the show, according to Damien. And always love to hear your suggestions. And we'll do a panel one of these times as soon as we get some more interest, if anyone's interested. And it's so fun being up here all by myself. It's so fun. But no, I like the top. I think that was a great idea that we got from Susie to have talk about, because that's a positive thing. And let's try to be, and it brings up and it makes people happy. I don't know if Sis is listening. We have to work out the details on Dean's 57th birthday. How old's Dean? Hey, Khaki. Good to see you. About a minute and a half. As a matter of fact, Celeste just got a iPad, and her significant other, Jay, is working on getting it set up and getting links to this show. So hopefully, Robert, Mr. Miller, she will be coming on, because she is also another one of my favorites who's very, very special to me. And I wish I've been talking to her more. And this might give us a chance to do a little catch up. But she knows a lot. I was hoping she could fill us in on I think it was her and Jennifer did a lot of genealogy. Is that the correct term for our family research? And they're sitting on some really good information about some of our family history. So I know her voice is real weak, but maybe we can have Jay give her a few cups of coffee or something, and and at least get a couple stories out of her. And I think it would be easier if she was on with one of her sisters. So Khaki, if you're listening, or Donna, if you're listening, you guys were all kind of in the same. I'd like to hear about you three growing up, or my mom. I think my mom was 4 or 5. I think she was the middle kid, which is probably not anyways. So some of the older sisters, how did you, who? I think Donna was the oldest. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure I'm not completely sure on the order of operations of when you were born. I'm pretty sure Jim was the oldest, and I think Donna, Celeste, and Khaki is my guess on the age range. Maybe someone could let me know and correct me, but we'd love to have those, those 3 ladies on, or maybe all of them. That's fine too. I can get 6 up here, and talk about your early history. Where you were born. I think Khaki said where she was born. I think it was Ottawa, if I'm not mistaken, or Missouri. But yeah, we need to get Donna and Celeste and Khaki and Carol and my mom and Sis and Terry. Hopefully I didn't leave anybody out. And get some stories, get some family history. That's what I'm hoping. Well, we've gone 2 hours. No one else. I don't know who. Hello, Lisa E. If Lisa E's on here, welcome, Lisa. I don't really know who's on here. You're lucky, I guess. So we've been about 2 hours. I'll drop the link one more time, but we're about ready to wrap this bad boy up and let everybody do what you do this lovely Sunday evening. So I always appreciate you coming in. Today was a pretty steady show of around 10 viewers, which, hey, we're building slowly. We're building our audience slowly, which is good. And again, this show is open for anybody or any ideas. I'm willing to listen. Sometimes I'll ask you to maybe do it, like I asked Susie to come on today, and she was very eloquent in her desires. And I think we got a little bit of that going on today, and we could continue that and think about it. So that's your homework assignment, is think about a story that you want to share about being grateful to someone in the family. And I know you have a lot of them. So, start with one, and then we could always add more. Having said that, it looks like no one else is coming up. So I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It actually amazes me that people watch this, whatever this might be. And get in touch with me on Instant Chat or whatever. And we'll talk again. And in memory of my cousin James A., which he had a comment saying is, "See ya. I wouldn't want to be ya." Take care, everybody. And I'll probably be on again tomorrow at 4. Peace. Adios. Los amigos.